Hello, I'm EG and this is Crocheting with EG, and in one of my recent videos when I showed my reorganized yarn room, I showed a glimpse of something that, and I showed that I put a hook in my ceiling or whatever, and the glimpse of like what I'm going to make to hang there. And so this video is going to be about that, and of course it's not finished yet, and I'm not even going to film the whole process. I'm going to film little clips or whatever as I do it because it's just going to take so long to do, but I wanted to show what it's going to be and explain what it's going to be and how I'm going to make it or whatever, and then I'll put in little clips or whatever, and then at the end of this video I'll show the end result, and then I'll hang it up in my ridiculous beautiful yarn room, and probably use this video to put away the hauls that I've gotten recently too, and then show something else I put on the wall here, but just it's sort of about my yarn room and putting stuff away, but mainly it's going to be about this. And so this is what I showed a glimpse of. It didn't have the yarn on it yet, but it was two of these styrofoam rings, and then this container with all of my scraps in it. And so what this is going to be, and this is ridiculous, but so, and the word I came up with just shows how ridiculous I am. But so this is what the rings, and then what I'm going to be making is something I'm calling a YARN-DELIER. And I mean, this is so stupid, but I mean, I think it's gonna look really cool in here, but whatever. But like, you know, YARN-DELIER. So basically what I did this you know, earlier, I mean the other day earlier, before the video, I mean, because it would take so long, and I didn't want to show that whole process on camera. But so I had gotten one of these rings. I think I got them both at Goodwill. I can't remember. I think the green one might have come from Salvation Army, but I got these a long time ago. When I had the idea for this, you know, like YARN-DELIER thing, it was months and months ago, because I've been collecting my I've been saving all of my scraps or whatever, because I just felt like it sort of felt like a waste to throw them away. And I know there's people that make amigurumi use their scraps to like stuff the little plushies and all that stuff, but like I don't make amigurumi, so I didn't really know. So like this is the container that they're in, and this is like bigger than the one that it used to be. And the funny thing, of course, I have a TV and movie reference for every freaking thing. But this is the original sign that I put on the smaller box. And there's a scene in Everybody Loves Raymond that I think is hilarious, where Frank and Marie are fighting. Oh, that really narrows it down. But and Frank says something like that she had a box with a sign on it that says, you know, pieces of string too small to use. And yeah, I love that part. And so what I did was, you know, because I love TV and movies and stuff, I made this little sign, and it says, you know, pieces of string too small to use. But then I crossed out some words and made it pieces of yarn I'm going to use for something creative. And so like that was the sign on my you know, scraps box or whatever, for, you know, months and months or whatever. And but I didn't tape it back on, or I taped it back onto like this box after I took it off the smaller one. But so it's just like full of my, you know, beautiful little scraps of yarn. And it's not just like the ends I cut off or whatever, or like if I tie off something and then there's like some, you know, extras, extra pieces, or it's also like scraps, sort of like this. Like this is something that I had, when I was learning to crochet, I used the a thicker yarn and just sort of made this piece. And then a lot of them, a lot of these scraps are like little things like this, where I was practicing stitches or whatever and just tied it off, or I was, you know, practicing or like, you know, just kind of messing around with the crochet and making things like this, or things like this, or where like I messed up, or like I ran out of yarn, or just, you know, tried things. I think this is where I tried Tunisian crochet, I think. There's so many things in here, and so like, you know, little pieces like this, because I do have Tunisian crochet hooks, and I started to do that, and or just like, you know, little things like this, or there's all kinds of like fun little things, like little scraps like this, and all kinds of just like random, you know, pieces of yarn that was like left over and not enough to roll into a ball, or, you know, little, like when I was making the 10th Kingdom bookmarks and stuff, and I made the tassels that every piece of the tassel means something to the 10th Kingdom. I have like all the scraps from that, and because like I made the really long tassels, and then to like even them out, I snipped them off. It's like made up of like all that kind of stuff. And so I've been saving this for months or whatever, and just like building it up, because like what I want to do is what I wanted to do was make something like this, like a hanging. But I didn't really have, when I first thought of it, I didn't have like an idea of like making it into an actual like chandelier looking thing and calling it a yarn-delier, because I'm such a ridiculous person. But I thought of like making some kind of hanging, sort of like, I thought it'd be like funny to like put it in my corner when I this is like back when I was going to put my yarn upstairs, when it was like small enough, put my stash upstairs, and I was gonna like make some little bundle like hanging there with my scraps and stuff like that, in the corner. But now that it's become like this yarn room, and they have so much yarn or whatever, I just thought it would be kind of cool to like make an actual like hanging thing that looked like a chandelier. And because I came across these styrofoam things, and so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to hot glue like all the scraps as much as I can. I don't know if it's all going to fit on there or not, but and then have like the pieces hanging off here, and like in the center, hanging off here, like those big scraps or whatever. And then all the little pieces I'll just like kind of hot glue here, and maybe like around the pieces of yarn here, and just kind of decorate it and make it this like ridiculous, beautiful yarn-delier to hang in my room. And so I have the hook up there, and I just need to make the yarn-delier thing. So what I did was, they were just like plain styrofoam rings, and so I took pieces of yarn, and I hot glued them. This is why I didn't film it on camera, because it took so long to do. So I cut the pieces so that they would wrap around this way, and then so like twice. And so I hot glued the end to like right here, and then I made it long enough where I could wrap it around like this, and come back to that part right here where I hot glued it. And so then I put some hot glue on the other side too. And so I wrapped it around like this way, and then the opposite way, and then like did an X that way. And then when I had the pieces wrapped around it, I just took the both of them right here, and kind of tied them together. So if you notice, it's not, you can't really see very well, but it's not just like, they're not just like floating there. They're kind of like the strings that were on this side and the strings that were on this side are kind of brought together here in the center, and tied with a knot. I kind of like weaved in a piece of yarn like through here, and just like tied it really well there. And so that created like an end that I could hang here. And so then to create these pieces right here, I just created another. Oh, and I did the same thing to this too. And so, but just on a smaller scale. So it's the same kind of process. And then I took a piece of string or a piece of yarn, and then I put it underneath. Let's see if I can try to get. So I strung it like underneath one of these here, and then brought it up to around like the very top of this part, not the side, just the top. And then so it created like the two pieces like this. And then so once I had all those pieces in, I had the center where I had tied the two sides together, and it created a little knot there. And then I had all the pieces that are underneath all of the pieces of yarn there. And so then I just like brought it all together, and I had to. It's not going to be perfectly even or whatever. I'm hoping like the slight weight of the yarn on it is going to make it balance out. It's just maybe slightly off, but this whole project is slightly off. But whatever. And so it'll match this ridiculous room. But it's going to be close enough. It's going to be as level as I can get it without getting out measuring tapes and levels and all that kind of stuff. So it's gonna. And so I just brought all the ends together, the center part, and then all of these that I added on the side. And again I hot glued it there to make sure that these wouldn't move. And then I just created like a knot here. And then I brought the ends together. I like split the ends in half and created a knot there to create a little loop to hang so I can hang it up there. And so then I did the same thing for this bottom piece, and then I just, you know, instead of like creating a loop at the top, I just tied the knot there to the center part right here, so that it can hang underneath it. So that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a yarn-delier or whatever. And so it's just going to be like this, you know, ridiculous, beautiful, creative thing that I'll get to use up my scraps or whatever, and make something kind of really interesting in here. And it's just ridiculous. It's probably going to be a dust collector too. Watch. This is going to be like my yarn-delier, aka my dust and cobweb collector. I don't know, but I'll worry about that later. How to, you know, keep this clean and dusted or whatever. But luckily it's going to be up there, and I won't like see it up close or whatever. But it's going to be really pretty. And it'll have all my scraps and stuff, you know, all wrapped around. And I don't know exactly how it's going to look, but I know that I'm going to, you know, use my scraps or whatever and make it as pretty as I can. And I'm going to have, you know, stuff, you know, dangling from the center and probably from the sides, and then have, you know, all my little scraps just kind of wrapped around, and I'll probably hot glue them to, you know, around here just to make sure they don't all fall off. And so this is like the perfect example of just how ridiculously creative I am. I don't mean like, oh, I'm really creative. No, I'm ridiculously creative. To think of something like this, you know what I'm saying. So anyway, so the white ring is this is only $2 at Goodwill. I can't remember how much that green one was, but I think I got it at Salvation Army. But I can't remember how much it was. I'm sure it was cheap, probably $1. These aren't that expensive, actually. I was in Hobby Lobby the other day, and I glanced through these just to see if, like, because I wasn't sure if it was going to be big enough, if I needed like a bigger one, like a third level. I'd have to like duck underneath it if I made it that big. But they're actually kind of affordable. I thought that the styrofoam rings would be really expensive at places. I don't know about other places, but I just kind of glanced through there when I was looking at the beads, because it was 50% off, and I was thinking, oh, maybe I can like glance over there just to see the price. And I think they were like $6 or something. It may have changed by the time this video comes out, or in the future or whatever. But and then the white ring, I got it on Goodwill, and it was $2. And the white one is 13.8 inches. Or it says 14 inches, but it's technically 13.8. So it's a 14-inch wreath. And then I don't know what the green one is, but it's, you know, shorter than that, probably like a 10-inch maybe. I don't know. But so that's what it's going to be. And so anyway, so the next part of this video is I'll come back and I'll probably like have it, you know, all done or whatever, and then I'll put in little clips of me like sort of making it. I'm not gonna, you know, film the entire process, because, you know, it would just be hours and hours, because especially because I'm such a perfectionist or whatever. I'm gonna be like lifting it up all the time. My arms are probably gonna be sore as hell. Like lifting it up and making sure that it looked even, and all the pieces. Oh, there's a piece of this over here, but there's not a piece over there. I need something to hang here, like whatever. So I'm gonna be. It's going to take such a long time for me to do this, and so I thought I'll just instead of doing it on camera or whatever, and plus, like I like to let my glue gun cool down for a while. Like I use it for like maybe an hour, but then I let it cool down, because I don't want anything to happen to my glue gun, because you're not supposed to like let it sit there you know, plugged in for hours at a time. So because I knew that I was going to be, you know, taking breaks and all that kind of stuff, I just thought I'll just, you know, when I'll have the camera set up, and then if I'm like at a point where I've done a little bit more, then I'll film like a couple seconds or whatever, just to add to the video later, and then you'll get to see a little bit of the process of me making it, but mainly you'll get to see the end result or whatever, and then you'll get to see me hanging it up in here, and then you'll get to see me putting away the rest of the yarn, and then you'll get to see this picture over here too. It's just ridiculous. It turns out that it's like actually worth a little bit of money, and then I just like ripped it open when I got it home and like hung it up. Yeah, you'll see. So anyway, that's going to be the second part of this video. So I just wanted to show you like this is what it looks like now, and then these are all my scraps or whatever, the pieces of yarn I'm going to use for something creative, but whatever. So that's the end of this part of the video. So I'll get on to the next, and hopefully it's going to be all, you know, nice and pretty, and you'll get to see the end result. Okay, the yarn-delier is done, and this video is going to be so all over the place and jumping back and forth or whatever. It's just kind of a pieced together mess. Kind of like the yarn-delier. No, I mean, it really is. And so, so at the beginning of this video, I like introduced the whole thing and showed the yarn-delier before I started to decorate it. And then I was going to cut to putting all the yarn away and all that kind of stuff, which I've already filmed. And but then I thought if I wait until the very end of the video to show the yarn-delier, nobody's going to wait 2.5 hours just to see the yarn-delier. But then what's weird is as I'm filming this, I've already posted the short that I made that I was going to preview at the very end of the video, but I've already posted that, so people already know what this looks like. So this is just a total mess, like the yarn-delier. No, no, but not as beautiful as the yarn-delier. But I wanted to show the yarn-delier at this point. So if you didn't want to watch me, you'll put my yarn away or whatever, and I will put insert shots of me decorating it or whatever, and so you can see little clips or whatever on the screen, as I was putting my yarn away. And even that, I know this video is going to be out of order because I've already filmed and posted videos of the yarn put away the way that it is now, even though this video hasn't come out yet because it took so long to do the yarn-delier, and so whatever, it doesn't matter. Let me just get to the freaking yarn-delier. So this is what it looks like. But if you want to stay tuned after, stay tuned, God, TV reference. If you want to stay tuned after this, you can watch me put my yarn away, and then I'll put the short at the end of this video. Even though I've already posted it as a short, I'll put that at the end of the video or whatever. But this is what the yarn-delier looks like, and I think it turned out really nice. And it wasn't exactly what I envisioned it to look like. Oh, of course, how can you envision what this is going to look like? The blue piece wrapped perfectly around it, but you can barely see it because of all the stuff that's on it. And I started to, you'll see this if you watch through the video, through the clips. But I started to take pieces at a time, like one piece at a time. This is not going to work. It would take way too long. So I thought I could take little clumps of the scraps and glue them on, a bunch at a time. And so I just put the glue there, and then I just put them there, and then the ones that it was all over my floor too. I had to pick them all up, because they were falling off, the ones that didn't stick when I did that. But so I did add all the little scraps, or not all. This is how many scraps I have left. I could probably make 2 or 3 more of these yarn-deliers or whatever. We were talking about my niece the other day, my mom and I, and she said, she's going to want one. And I have plenty of scraps. I could probably make her one if she does want one. But I don't know how she's going to feel about this. If she thinks it's going to look ridiculous, or if she's going to think, oh, this is so beautiful. I mean, it really is. So I do have a lot of scraps left. And so I put the scraps on there like that. And then on the bottom one, I did the same thing. And then on the edge here is the bigger scraps kind of hanging off like that. And those hanging off the bottom. And then the bigger scraps, the really big ones, I strung together on a piece of yarn and then attached it here at the bottom. So that's where all my big scraps are, hanging off the bottom. I just think it turned out really nice. And when I was in the process of making it, I thought, what I thought I was going to do was wrap all of these pieces of yarn with more scraps, and even the ones on the interior of the rings, and then I was going to put because I have so many scraps or whatever, I was thinking that I would probably put the bigger scraps on the inside too, not these ones on the edges, but on the underside here. But I thought those probably wouldn't even be seen very well because, the ones on the outside are the ones that you can see. And so, I don't know, I just, when I was making this, I got to the point where, because I'm a perfectionist, and I can, no matter what kind of project it is, I can spend the rest of my life, finding ways to make it better. And so it got to this point, and I wanted to put some things on the black pieces of yarn and underneath here and all that. But I was looking at it, and it sort of felt I was happy with it, and that's really hard for me to feel the way I am with things. I'm such a perfectionist. When I reach a point where I'm happy with something, I almost don't want to touch it, because I could spend the rest of my life going, okay, oh, I missed a spot here, and I could put something here, or maybe I could put this. That would be what I would go through for the rest of my life. And so I felt like I had to stop, because I felt like I was at a point where it was good. I was really happy with it, and I didn't want to touch it. It's sort of like my writing, where I wrote a short story for my mom. I'm going to self-publish it in the future. I already talked about it in another video, the Christmas ornaments. And when I wrote that story, it got to the point where it just felt like it was done. I was happy with it. And yeah, I've thought of some things to change over the past few years since I gave it to her. And I wanted to add this, and there have been many times where I want to go back to that and change things, or add this, or change this word or this sentence. But I don't want to do that, because I felt like, it got to the point where it was done, and I was really happy with it, and I didn't want to touch it, and it's it's really hard for me not to go back to things and change them or whatever, because I'm such a perfectionist. And but when I reach a point where I feel like something is done and I'm happy with it, I almost have to force myself to kind of step away and say, okay, I felt that feeling that it's done and I'm happy with it, and I have to remember that, instead of like focusing on and obsessing about all the things that I could do to change it or add to it or take away or whatever. So that's what I sort of felt with this. I felt like it was done, and so I don't want to touch it again. I don't want to add this and then get to the point where I liked it better than before when I felt like it was done. Now I have to like take pieces off, or I don't want to like ruin the feeling that I felt when I made this, and it just sort of felt like it was done. And so yeah, you can see the pieces of black yarn, but I just feel like it's perfect, and I don't want to change it. And then around I had some of that chain left from the 1 and the K, which I talk about later in the video, but I've since posted the whole 1,000 subscriber video, and I made those 1 and Ks and like all that kind of stuff. That's why this video is just like all over the place, because I filmed a lot of the putting the yarn away a few weeks ago. And so but the 1 and the K that I'm going to be talking about, but you already know about, I had some of that chain left, the candy stick stash chain that I used to glue on the 1s and the Ks, and so I wrapped that around the center black piece of yarn. But I didn't do any of that for the ones hanging like this. I just thought it's I don't know, I'm just really happy with it. And then the way, because like even holding this up for this part of the video, it's just like it's making my arm hurt. And luckily I didn't have to do that, because and this is gonna be another thing where I felt like, God, why didn't I think of this before? But I have this arm thing, and this is what I used when I did the EG stitch tutorial. And I have the thing that goes on the side of a table or whatever, and then it's this arm that comes out, and then the camera can screw into this thing. And when I had done the EG stitch tutorial, I was thinking I can use this arm and have this hanging up. And you'll see if you watch ahead in the video, but I had this hanging off this table, and then I had the YARN-DELIER hanging off of this, so I didn't even have to hold it, and I got to see what the pieces would look like as it was hanging like this, and so I didn't have to keep picking it up and lifting it up with my hand and stuff and see it that way. I just had it hanging off this little arm thing. And the thing about this arm, if you saw the video where I was taking some of my thumbnails, what I did was I don't have more than one tripod, and so I had the tripod with my digital camera taking my thumbnails or whatever, and so I didn't have a tripod for my video camera to film myself taking the thumbnails, so I just kind of set it over there on one of those twisted knot pillows and stuff, and the footage was kind of cockeyed, and you couldn't really see like the table or anything, but whatever, it was just like this fun video where I was taking my thumbnails, and I thought I might as well show the process and sort of talk through it. But then I thought, after I did my EG stitch tutorial, I was thinking, why the hell didn't I think of this? I could have like had this, the thing that this goes into, hanging off like one of my shelves over there, and then I would have like my video camera on this, like far enough where you could actually see the whole room probably, and I could have used this for that video. So if I do another video like that, because I do have some thumbnails to take, I may use this for that thumbnail video or whatever, but it was a really good thing to use it for that YARN-DELIER, because I didn't have to keep holding it. My arm would have been so sore if I had to keep lifting it up all the time just to do the video. But it turned out really nice. I'm really happy with it, and so I mean, it is utterly ridiculous, but it is so. I mean, I've had it hang up in my room, for a day or two, but it's so beautiful. I'm really excited about it, and I'm glad that I got to use up my scraps or whatever, because I had that idea for so long to make something with my scraps, to make something kind of creative out of it, and of course in my head at first it was just like some kind of clump of thing. It's sort of like the way that the bottom of this is, all this stuff together. I sort of had that idea, and I even had some of it kind of like tied together at one point, early on in the process of my crocheting, and just had it kind of hanging there. But I never expected to make like a chandelier, and for it to be, yes, this is probably the most ridiculous thing I've ever made with yarn. But I mean, it's really pretty. I mean, as ridiculous it is. I mean, God, who the hell would have ever thought to make this? Just makes me look so ridiculous, but it really adds to the creativity and the beauty in this room, whatever, and all the color, and of course my niece hasn't seen this, you know, my brother and sister-in-law haven't seen this. I mean, they love this room, but God knows what they're going to think when they see this. I don't know, but I know my niece is probably going to be mind blown. She's going to love this, and like my mom said, she's probably going to want one too, because I do have a lot of scraps left, but whatever, I don't know what I'm going to do with those, but anyway, so. And as I'm talking here, I've already filmed the YARN-DELIER hanging up for the short, but I'll insert a shot of the YARN-DELIER hanging up. In the short, it looks like it's kind of, you know, spinning like this. So what I did was I just kind of twisted it around, so it's kind of winding up, and I wound it up there when it was hanging up where that hook was, and then when I let it go, it started to, you know, twist or whatever, and it created this really cool effect where it's like spinning. Wish I could figure out a way to make it do that all the time, but you know, it's just going to be hanging there. But that's why it's like twisting in the video. I hope you liked looking at it and think of. I mean, it's utterly ridiculous, but God, if you could see this in person, it's the effect is really cool. I really love this, and as ridiculous as it is, I'm really proud of this. I mean, it's weird, but whatever. I hope you enjoyed this part of the video, and after this, I'll show me putting my yarn away and all that kind of stuff, and then show the picture. And what's stupid is, like, the videos are so out of order that I've posted on YouTube that I've already shown the puzzle that I preview in this video, but I haven't even shown the picture that I show in this video that I've already talked about in another video when I was talking about the puzzle. Whatever. That's why the videos are sort of out of order, because it took me so long to you know, piece all these different videos together. But anyway, so now I'll get on to, you know, putting the yarn away and stuff, and then at the end I'll put the short at the very end of me. Oh, and speaking of that, in that short or whatever, I sang like the first, you know, 2.5 notes or whatever of Sia's Chandelier, and because I thought it'd be funny. Like, it's ridiculous. If you've seen that short, you know what I'm talking about. But after I, you know, filmed the video and I posted on YouTube and all that stuff, I was listening to Sia's Chandelier, her version of that song, which I love. I've loved Sia even before she, you know, started hiding her face, and I've loved her for years. She's one of my favorite artists. But I was listening to her version after I, you know, did that ridiculous video, so that I can, you know, try to, you know, keep her version in my head, so I don't associate it with my, you know, ridiculous, you know, screaming, singing or whatever. I wanted to keep her version in my head, and so I was listening to it, and I thought, God, I sang it higher than she did. Like, what I should have done is listen to it before I did that video, so that I could get the notes right. I was singing it like, you know, 3 or 4 steps higher than what she did, and I thought, God, ridiculous. But even more ridiculous than I thought it would be. I didn't realize I was singing it higher than she was, but whatever. But anyway, let me just get on with the video, God. Okay, I'm going to start by organizing my yarn. I've just put all the bags here from all my recent hauls, and I haven't started on the YARN-DELIER thing yet, as I'm filming this. But what I'll do is, as I'm putting all this yarn away and I'm sort of reorganizing my room and talking through it, I'll put little clips like on the screen or whatever to show the little clips that I filmed making this. One thing that I found out is going to be really cool is that piece that I made. I'm thinking about the AI thing. I did make a piece, but it's not going to go on a wall, if you saw that video. But one thing that I realized is this, you know, piece thing. This is when I was first learning to crochet, and I forget what kind of yarn this was. It was from Hobby Lobby, of course, but I mean, it was like a thicker yarn, and I had gotten this thinking that maybe if I start with thick yarn, then that'll make it easier to learn how to crochet. But then I eventually just, you know, moved to the medium 4s and all that. But I do have this piece, like this little test piece, and I found out, because I was thinking, I wonder if I could, because I didn't want to just like hang this from the YARN-DELIER. So I thought maybe I could wrap it around this, and I did, and it just like I didn't glue it or anything yet. But I found out that if I put it on here and wrap it around here, like it wraps all the way around and ends like right where the other end is. So that's going to be like the base of the white one, is this thing wrapped around. I don't know about the green, but I just thought how cool that was. So I'm going to be using this for the YARN-DELIER. So. Oh, and I did separate the pieces out. So in the bottom part of this is all the, you know, small scraps or whatever, and then in the top are all the pieces like this that are going to be hanging down, like the bigger pieces that are going to be all the ones that are the accents that are hanging down. And so I'll use the ones in the bin. See, I bend over, bin. God, I'll use the pieces in here to add to the rings or whatever, and then these will just be the ones that are hanging down. But so as I'm talking, I'll put, you know, on the screen, you know, wherever, the few clips that I'm not going to film the entire process because it would take too long. But I'm going to put the little clips in that I do film, you know, every once in a while through the rest of this video. But I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, now this too. And I'm gonna have to, because I don't even have all my bags of yarn on this table here. There's some even on the floor that I need to sort out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my black table in here, and I'll put it on the other side, and and sort of go through these and group them together, like variegated and solids, and then like the big thick yarn, cotton, like on and on. And I'm gonna sort them out so it'll be easier to put away. And then there are a couple things that I'm gonna talk about in the room, like that picture that I was talking about, the one that I got at Goodwill that it's worth a little bit of money, not you know, thousands of dollars, but you know, like $50 or $60, and I just, like, you know, ripped it open. I'll show that. And there are a couple areas where I want to sort of organize it a little bit better, or like this shelf right here. Like, it's sort of, I don't know. I mean, I like that shelf the way that it is, and all those fleece lights and the Delight Chunky or Sweet Delight Chunky, all that, the way they're kind of grouped together. But I'm looking at that, and I'm thinking it's sort of a waste of space, this thing. And the thing about this shelf is the whole inside, like, these shelves pull out. And so I'm thinking it might be more efficient and give me more space if I take this out and then just stack the yarn the way I stack it in the rest of the room. Plus, it kind of bothers me that, like, that area, and then even the like the Karen cakes over there that I had gotten at Michael's, like, those are the only two areas where the labels are showing. And so I guess there's those donut balls. I can always turn those, but I'm just thinking, it sort of feels like, oh, there's all like yarn, and then you get over here and it's like, oh, all you see is those labels and stuff, and it kind of bothers me. So I'm thinking, if I take this out and then I'm turning this way, or I might move these somewhere else, because I'm thinking of something else to put here. I could use this space better because it's would hold a lot of yarn. And see, if you push this back, like there's your space, and there's a lot of space in here, and so, and it's just sort of being wasted by, I mean, it's nice and organized and stuff, but I can move them, you know, to the side. And oh, and then there was a video where I was talking about, I think where I showed my reorganized yarn room, and I said the only area in this room where there's yarn behind some yarn is my niece's, the box I added underneath my table here to expand her tower, and like that's the only place where there's yarn behind yarn. But I forgot, there are some cakes over there, the Karen cakes, in that cube, and of course the ring spun. I had to put some yarn behind there, but so that's just sort of like a correction. Or then I guess there's yarn behind these, but it's the same yarn. So other than that, there isn't any other yarn behind yarn. But anyway, so I'm gonna get started on organizing that, and then I'll address those things that I want to do, and a couple other things. But that's basically what this video is going to be. So let me get my black table, and then I'll start organizing the yarn. Okay, and a couple of the other things I'll talk about in this video. I dragged my table in here, but my niece hasn't come over for a while, and she's supposed to come over this weekend, potentially, and she hasn't seen the extent of this room yet. And like I said, I think I filmed it in one of my other videos, but I'm sort of filming this out as a sequence, I think. I don't know if they're going to be in sequence or not, but I said that the last time she was over here, her wall was just the Dollar Tree cubes, and like she hasn't seen like the milk carts or milk crates that I added to the sides. She hasn't seen all the yarn that I put in the existing shelves that she knows. She hasn't seen the loop yarn on the outside. She hasn't seen the extension over there. So she's going to be shocked because she hasn't even seen the extent of her yarn, and then she hasn't even seen that I expanded to the other side of the room. So I want that's another reason I want to get this yarn put away, because I want her to, you know, walk in and just be, you know, visually bombarded with all the yarn and just like, you know, just be overwhelmed. And so because she's just going to freak out. And so I want to do that. But when I was looking at her tower, because I added the milk crates on the sides, that M cube, that is sort of a waste of space, but it adds something kind of pretty to her wall or whatever, even though that's kind of a waste of space. But because there's nothing in that cube, the one with her M on it. And so I'm thinking I want to take that and just put it centered, like put it in one of these cubes here in the middle. Probably just move it over and like swap it. Even though like I might put it where the white and the yellow is. Let me see. Like I might put it here, even though I said that I wanted the pink to be next to this white, or there's only like 2 skeins of the white there, because I wanted her to know that like there's pink and white for her to use if she wants to make that blanket for her little cousin. But I just think it would look better if this M was like in the middle, and so I might move that. So that's just one random thing. And then thinking about this shelf here, like if I move this out, instead of like taking these and putting them right here, because see they're the skinny skeins, these fleece lights and all that, it would create like a big gap in the back, and so I just think that would be a waste of space if I left these there. And so I was thinking, and I don't like that my pencil yarns are right here, because I would like to have all of my glittery, sparkly yarns together. And so I'm thinking I can move these pencil yarns, if I move these pencil yarns, the yarns that I'm using for the pencil bookmarks, if I move those up here, then I can kind of think of this area as the yarn that I know exactly what I'm going to use it for. Like the black that I have down there to use for my sweater that I need to make, and then, or maybe like the fall blanket skeins, I don't know if I'm going to move those, or like the skeins for my niece's blanket to, you know, expand the sides. I feel like I could put in that shelf up there yarns that I know exactly what I'm going to use it for, and so they can be like, you know, up there. And then I'll have room to move my all of my glittery, sparkly yarns, like fill it in there, because I do have some in these hauls, and I kind of want to move the chenille if I have room. Move that there, and then there's a couple skeins over there, like that cotton skein that I was shocked that it was actually glittery. Just like to have all of my sparkly yarns together. So that's just like one thing. Oh, and then another thing is there's in my, you probably can't even tell in my thumbnails or whatever, but in this area right here where my chenille yarn is, or like the scrunchy yarn, you can see what I'm saying. Like over here on the left, there's that cube. It's sort of like a flat cube, and it has the chenille yarns from Dollar Tree. See, it's even hard to capture on camera just because it's like a gap. And so like this area right here, it bothers me that like every picture I take, you can barely see it, because I usually it's probably not even seen in most of the thumbnails, but there's like this gap here because you just see the outside of the box. I'd like to try to turn that in some way. I don't know if I think that box is going to be too tall if I like flip it that way, but I kind of want to fix that area too. And I don't have to do all of this in this one video, but that's like some of the stuff that I'm thinking about. Well, let me finally get to where. Oh, and I don't know what to do with these eyelash yarns or whatever that I got in Goodwill. They kind of like fit perfectly in this box, but I don't want to just leave this box somewhere. But I'd like to display these, but I don't know. The perfect place to display it would be right here where all my other ones are, but like this is being filled up by those bitty stripes. I mean, it looks nice there, but like I almost want to move those bitty stripes, because like when I'm sitting in my chair or whatever, it blocks that area anyway. So I can't think of like, oh, those pretty bitty stripes are in the frame when I'm doing my videos, but they're really not, because that's right behind my chair. So I don't know, I may stick those there, but I'm not really sure. I'd have to take them out of here. And again, these are like short skeins, and so if I fill up that area there, it's just gonna, like that shelf over here in the corner, that white shelf with like my cotton and the pearl spun and those more unique yarns. Those shelves are actually so deep that I could probably push those back and have room for like a whole skein of yarn like that that much space is sort of being wasted in a way, but not really wasted because I don't want to put that yarn behind it, but it would feel like I was wasting space there if I just filled it up with this in the front and then there's all this space in the back behind it. But I don't know, so that's another thing that I'm thinking about. And like I said, I may not do all of this in this video, or I may do some of this like off camera, but like I at least want to go through my yarn, organize it, and group it together, put it on my shelves or whatever, and then those little things like that I can kind of figure out along the way and do later. But I kind of want to do this today too, to move these fleece light, but I'm not really sure. But anyway, let me just get to the freaking organization. So let's see. Thick yarn. That'll be my niece's yarn and fur yarns. I don't even know if you can see what I'm doing all the way over there. But let's see, chenille, cotton. Okay. Chenille. It's like chenille sparkle. Like I want all of my sparkle yarns together. And like I almost want my sparkle yarns to be right here, but then my logo would kind of block them. Oh, that's another thing. I might want to, because like if you watch my videos, my more recent videos, they like the deal magnet and then my keychains and my logo and all that kind of stuff. They're in the frame, but like barely. And so I sort of have to. It's sort of like my head is sort of like down here, just because I want that stuff to be in the frame. And so it just sort of feels like I wish it was where I could be more centered in the frame, but then I'm going to be blocking my logo, and so I don't know, I need to figure that out, but I don't know if I'm going to figure that out today. But that's just like one thing I'm thinking about too, in some sort of like self-involved, like what's the word, superficial way, like, you know, worried about like how the frame is going to look in a video or whatever, when I should just like get it on the wall and have it organized, and that should be enough. But that's just the superficial person in me, worried about YouTube, but whatever. And so I'm going to put that sparkle yarn aside. Oh, another one of the velvety yarns. That gray one. I love that mixed gray. And, perfectly flush. And another perfectly flush. Right, cotton. And as I'm filming this, I saw a cart of yarn in, like yesterday was one of their, was Hobby Lobby's shipment days, and they had a cart of yarn, and they didn't discount it by the end of the day. I went in there twice, or no, 3 times. I have no life. So I went in there 3 times, but they didn't discount it. But it's sitting over there where that 38 skein cart was, and so I'm going to be going over there later today. So hopefully some of it will be there, but I couldn't go over there today because I had some other things to do. But I am going to go over there in the afternoon, and hopefully they'll have some. Like they had one of those skeins that I'm going to use for. I'm using for that moss stitch throw blanket that I still need to finish. They have one of those in there. There's some really pretty variegated colors, some like solids and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just thinking, with that cart, I say as I'm like trying to put all this shit, this yarn away. God, see, I get. The second I get a little bit relaxed or whatever, then like, you know, cuss words start coming up. So anyway, another sparkly chenille. I'll kind of separate those because I may want to group those together. A solid. Maybe I should put these on the floor. It fell down there anyway, so that I can use this black table too. I think there's gonna be a big area full of solids and the variegated. Let's see. Alright, solid. One of those eyelash yarns. Stick this up here. There's another one in here, I think. Oh, and there's that Puppy Kisses. I'm going to put this on my niece's wall, so I'm going to put that with the back of here. So I do want her to have that yarn and see that it's Puppy Kisses. I think she'd really like it. I don't know if she's going to like, you know, crocheting with thin yarn. I don't want her to get frustrated or anything, but she's just going to love that it's called Puppy Kisses. Well, like, she's the kind of person that would, you know, find all these ridiculous colorway names kind of adorable and cute. But, you know, I'm the one that makes fun of them, not to her face. I mean, I would never do that in front of her, but they are utterly ridiculous. But Puppy Kisses is kind of cute. if you're like, you know, her age, if you're like a 10-year-old, you know what I'm saying. Solid, 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 and solid. One of these, the donut ball. I'll stick this over here. Oh, these are solid too. And variegated. Cotton. Chenille. Or velvet, or whatever, same kind of thing. In my head, I don't know the difference. Variegated. Solid. Oh, I have to put these balls away from my mom's bed jacket. Oh, and there's a black one too that I used for that. Where the hell did I put that? I mean, I didn't mean where the hell did I put? I don't know. I'm like losing stuff lately. But I do have a black ball around here somewhere that I had left over from that trick-or-treat bag that I crocheted. Some of these little balls I need to put in those drawers, which those drawers are such a pain in the ass. I hate those. And like now it's even worse because I have to get on a ladder and try to open those damn drawers. I want to replace those so bad up there, but it doesn't really matter. I don't get in them that often, but when I have to, it's just like so frustrating. So anyway, and this one, this Cozy Occasion, I'm gonna put this with mine because I did sort of give this to myself in my head, so I remember that. And then these, this cashmere yarn. I guess I'll put it over here with the specialty yarns. And then this, and yarn like this Skyscape. I guess I could put sort of on this section where there's some more unique kind of yarns that don't belong over there with all the more like eyelash kind of yarns. I'll put it over here somewhere, so I'll just stick that on the corner there. And I've been back in Michael's ever since I got those few skeins of Big Twist, and they still don't have any variegated colors. There's just like giant gap like right there in the middle where they have those 3 cube looking or squared off bins or whatever full of yarn, and there's like this big gap there, but it's not being filled by variegated yarn, so I don't know if they're even going to do it. Oh yeah, Soft Secret. Two of those. And a variegated color. See, like, I'm so superficial that I was thinking, I'm going to put these Soft Secret behind here so that as I stack up the yarn, which you probably can't even see me doing, I'm going to have the variegated in the front. Like, God. Like, who cares? Variegated, solid, and up my niece, and variegated. Solid, 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 niece. That's gonna go over there too. That impressions that shouldn't be clearanced or whatever. Doesn't make any sense. That's one of those soft and sleek. Okay, I'll put this here because I'm going to have to get on my step ladder and put it up there with the rest of them. I don't have another one of those somewhere. All these hauls just run together. Cotton. Chenille. Variegated. There's the soft and sleek. And Tender Touch. I guess this is the same kind of thing. Those are Fleece Slice, Sweet Delight Chunky. I don't know if the Tender, that's probably chunky. I'll put this with the Chunky, I guess. So, I need like, I do have a third table, a little tiny one. I need a third table. God, so I wouldn't get so much damn yarn. This is solid, chenille. But who wouldn't, finding it as cheap as I found it. One of these, what is it, Sport Weight. I'll put that there. I hate that, like, I'm putting my Sport Weight up there. It's just supposed to be the primary colors up there on the top of my shelf. And I don't need to, like, point out every single time. You know what I'm talking about. These solid colors there. But I just sort of started to put the Sport Weight there. And so that's what I've been doing. variegated and chunky. This is chunky too. My niece. My niece. Solid. It's like this Arctic ice. I love this. This Arctic ice and the spa. Like those two colors are going to really match well together. I love those icy pastels. Oh, solid. I like by my neck or whatever. Like I was going to rest my head on it. Solid. Fill. Soft and sleek. For my niece. I realize how much of that I'm going to make room for her. Crap. Soft Secret. Variegated. Solid. Variegated. Solid. God, I'm going to start rolling all over the damn place. Variegated. Variegated. Soft Secret. Solid. Variegated. 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 God. If I posted that video where I was doing those thumbnails, you know that this is what I have to deal with all the time when I stack up yarn. They just keep rolling all over the place. Sparkle yarn. Solid. No, wait, this is one of those anti-pilling skeins. What did I do with that? I think that gray one is over there. Here. It's over there. That over there. I think that gray one is on the bottom shelf over there. Put it with that one. Variegated. And what is this? Soft and Sleek Baby. There. And, oh yeah, Dream Supreme. That's go down there, so I'll put it over here. And oh, there was yarn in that bag. I just like swung it across the room like an idiot. I was just one of those skeins from Dollar Tree. I need to put up there in those damn drawers. So put there with those little balls and solid. I know it's utterly ridiculous all the yarn I have. Big twist. Oh, this is sparkle. Solid. Holy crap. I didn't realize how much. God, this is like the big haul or something. I haven't really counted it up. I didn't realize just how much I needed to put away, but I'll have room for it. I just mean that, God, I just didn't realize it. Variegated, variegated, solid. I don't know where to put it. One of those, Cozy Occasion. For my niece. Soft and Sleek. Sparkle. Solid. Chunky. Solid. What I could do, because I know exactly where the solids and all that kind of stuff are going to go, I'll start putting some of these on there to get some out of the way. Let me move. I'm going to move the Soft Secret. I'm going to put those over there because I know I have room for those. And then I'll put some of these solids on the wall. Or walls, as this one going. Okay. Soft Secret over here. These are solids. here. Let me fill up this area first. Solid, solid, solid. And I don't think I put those yarn ID over here. No. I think I just put those with the regular solids. Alright. Other soft secret. There. Not any more of those. It probably would have been easier if I just did that. Here's one, a soft secret. As I go through, and then I would have to keep, moving the camera, which I didn't want to do. Here's solid. See, even this shelf has some room behind it, but I don't want to put anything behind it. Another soft secret. And another soft secret. That is gorgeous yarn. I am looking forward to using that. Alright. And that bag. Another soft secret. Solid. Another solid. I don't think there's any more soft secret. I say that knowing that there's like a skein or two in that card at Hobby Lobby. I think, if I remember right. I think that's all the soft secret. Okay. I may come across another one. I don't know. Let me see. And then I like that this shelf has room here, but I sort of hate this lip here, because if I have to get a skein that I'm going to be putting on top of these skeins, I'm going to have to like reach underneath this lip here, or pull out one and wait for the one that's on top to fall out. But I don't want to not put anything up there, because then it's sort of be a waste of space. So I don't know. Put 2 solids, another solid, and another solid. Can't see what I'm doing. Oh, okay. Another solid. Another solid. Another solid. I hate when they get caught on those labels. There we go. Right. Put it away. Throw some in here. And like these big skeins down here. Let's see if I can angle it down where you can see it. Like these big skeins right here, they're so, I just feel like it's kind of a waste of space. I guess I could push them off to the side a little bit, but that's why I'm glad I'm not really into this kind of thick yarn. I mean, I'm going to make my niece a rug or two, but if I had to use this yarn, God, it's just obnoxiously big. takes up, you know, so much room. Like that shelf is almost completely full, and it only has 8 skeins on it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's obnoxiously big. So I don't know. I may have to put some of those big skeins that are my niece's on that wall, or on that shelf, or that wall. That was the right word. Okay, this is thin yarn, so that's going to go over there with the baby yarn. I'll put that back there where that eyelash yarn is, the cotton. And another soft and sleek. Another variegated. Scrubby cotton. Put it there. And variegated. I could probably be some Jenga champion or whatever. Stack enough skeins the way I can. Pearl spawn is going to go over there. And then, all these are very, oh no, there's a solid in here. Solid. Variegated. These are chunky. Let me move the chunky. I'll put the variegated behind here. Chunky. It's got to go over here anyway. Variegated. 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 And that's right. Now I'm starting to say it wrong. Variegated. Variegated. And variegated. Chunky, chenille, Cozy Cajun Olive. Okay, so this one is for my niece. I already got one for me, right? Or did that just roll off the table? What the hell did I do with it? Oh no, it's on the table. Just piled, just yarn piled on top of it. Another glittery one. And, chunky, solid, chunky. And then this yarn that Effortless Super Bulky, I'll put on this side of the wall with my more unique kind of chunkier yarn. And then another one of these, scrunchy kind of yarn, or velvet or whatever. Another soft and sleek. I realize how much of that I got. One for my niece. Baby yarn. Getting kind of messed up over here. Once I get my variegated on the wall, then I'll have room over here. Cotton, baby yarn, cotton, and rustic romantic. I think I'll put those over there with like the furrier yarns, all that kind of stuff, I think. And then a baby chunky, yeah, baby bee sweet delight chunky. So I'll put this with the chunky. And then I guess these rustic romantic. No, I'll put the rustic romantic over here with these smaller skeins. So I'll put that there. And I think that's all. Good. Now, what can I do easily? I'll put these rustic romantic here, since I know that's where the other ones are. Here's this one right here. Put them together. Orange. Okay, rustic romantic are together. There. See, chunky. Maybe up there. me start putting some of these variegated away. Of course, I need to move this table first. Yeah. No, I don't. Variegated here. And again, I'm like, the ones over there aren't really going to be seen in videos unless I'm filming one like this. And so I'm thinking, okay, I want to put the pretty ones over here on the side. So stupid. I just need to get them on the wall. Don't start falling everywhere. And I'm noticing that I do have some that now I have multiples of. I could put on my niece's wall, but that'll be in the future because she hasn't even seen the extent of that yet. So I'll do that thing where I'll go through and give her some of these extras too. Variegated. Variegated. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm not even like looking at the camera. Oh, it was a good thing I looked over there because the battery light's blinking. And now, God, I walled myself in here with these tables, and now, even though I'm not doing a thumbnail, I still have to crawl my ass under a damn table. Hang on. Okay. No, I was thinking I shouldn't worry about like you having to crawl under a table or if you can't really see what I'm doing, because I am going to need shots where I'm putting yarn away, where I'm going to have a little thing on the screen where I'm making my YARN-DELIER, so I shouldn't worry about it. Okay, variegated. It's going to fit perfectly here. And then watch me go to Hobby Lobby today, and then they'll have, 39 skeins of yarn that I need to put away. I'll worry about that later. Hey crap, it does fit perfectly here. It was like too perfect. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I spoke too soon. I have 3 more variegated. Probably around there maybe. Let's see. Because these are right there. Yeah. Because lot of the skeins in this shelf right here are sort of half empty, half used, and so they're kind of flatter there. And this one, I think that's it. I was just thinking, does anybody really find this interesting? I mean, I find it interesting, but you know, I don't know if you find it interesting. Me just putting yarn away on a shelf. Let's see. I do need to put these solids over there on the bottom shelf, but I don't have room to get over there now because I have all these to put away. Let's see. So these are. Start moving these over here. These are chunky. Don't start falling. Chunky. And chunky. Alright, so those need to go up there. Let's see. I think there's room there. Let me start working over here with the cotton. Okay. Oh, I do have these. Oh, that's squishy. Oh, here's that black ball. I need to put it there in the drawer. Oh, and this, and if you saw my video about the candy corn bag, this is the test piece that I did to make the first panel, and of course I made it with one strand of yarn. That's why it's so small. And so I thought I could turn this into like a little bag. If I bring this up here, and then bring these down here like this, and then bring this down like that, and then just sew up these seams right here, and then leave this as the opening. You can make like a cute little bag. I mean, it's just like so this isn't just a scrap. I can turn it into a little bag, then add a little handle to it or something. That's just like a random project. And so these are my, that AI thing, that yellow thing. My rings, which need to go in that bag. I mean those drawers. I'm gonna put that over there. I'll put this in my whip bag. What is this? Oh, pom-poms and extra keychains. And those need to go up in those drawers too. And then I'd move these, the beads and all that, and move that back. And the fabric for my pom-poms, all that. So I need to move that back up there, next to these white shelves. Okay, this is my whip bag. I'll put these. No, I'll put the white thing in the whip bag, and I'll put the AI thing in this drawer. Okay. All right, now let's see the cotton. The pearl spun, the fur yarns, the cotton. Thin yarns. Eyelash yarn. I think that's all. No. Got this DK and then my cashmere yarn. And I might need to, I hate that I might need to put yarn behind yarn, but it just sort of feels like such a waste, all that space back in there. I mean, I don't know. I'm only going to, if I do have to put some behind it, it's only going to be the duplicates. I would never put yarn behind there that I can't see. I mean, that is yarn that that yarn that I can't see anywhere else. Like these cakes, I have 3 of these. I don't need like all 3 of these shown. I might need to put this one behind here because I do have that cake and all of these cotton skeins. They need to go on that same shelf. And the scrubby cotton. Let me move that scrubby cotton. I need to move that somewhere else. I want to put it down on the bottom shelf. I mean, it's going to be funny to make like some back scratching scarves or whatever the hell I'll make with them, but I'm going to go ahead and move these because then I can put my good cotton there. Let me put these over here right now. Cotton. And see, like the Crafter's Secret cotton. I mean, those are like just a couple inches, and I'm having to. I can't put anything behind there. I hate how those little skeins just sort of take up space, and I can't put anything behind them. Let's see. Cotton. And, cotton. Alright, and the only other cotton there will be, oh, here's another one. Right, the cotton is there, and then this one cake. And squeeze that in there. That'll be all those. Alright. Good. Alright, and then these Baby Be Sweet Delight prints or whatever. Oh. That was the little twisted knot pillow that fell. I just put these down here. All the rest of them. There's a lot of room down there with those Sweet Delight prints. I need to kind of push those off to the side a little bit so I can have room there for something. I don't know. And then while I'm over here, let me put this pearl spun here with the rest of them. And while I'm over here, I'm going to move these DK slightly so that the yarn is facing out instead of the label. These donut balls. Okay. So, the ethereal eyelash, see the eyelash yarn is there too, and the fur yarn. Let's see, does this have cotton in it? Yes, good. Okay, I'm going to put these little tiny skeins with the cashmere up here with the cotton. Alright, kind of set them there. Where's it? There it is. There. Alright. Looks good. And I know if I put these ethereal eyelash on top of these, it's just going to because like when they are these little tiny skeins here, and then you put a big long skein on top of it, they start to kind of lean back into that space back in there, and I'm just afraid they're gonna make everything like bulge out and collapse everywhere. But let me just try to put these in there. I don't know if it'll work or not. Eyelash. And I'll have to organize these better later. Eventually I'll pull all these out and then put all the ethereal eyelash together. And what I'll do is like the big skeins on this section right here, like the ethereal eyelash especially, I'm going to take these soft and sleek, or I mean the Sweet Delight prints or whatever, and then kind of move those, because there's like room on top of here. I'm going to move those, kind of stack them up, and like have a gap here to put some yarn there. Fur yarn. Let's see. Oh, see there, one behind. Oh, what the hell? There's one behind here already. What is this? Ethereal eyelash. Where the hell did that come from? See, like one fell behind there and I didn't even realize it. Yeah, I do need to organize this better. Fur. One more. That's okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. That yarn is really soft too, that's another thing. And it makes it where it slides a lot easier too. Let's see. Okay. My sport weight brown here. There. The other sport weight. And the soft and sleek. And I had them kind of organized. I think these are like the regular soft and sleek, and then the only chunky are those 6 up there. I'm going to try to... How many chunky do I have? These 2 black. Those are regular. 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 This is chunky. I'll put this other chunky. And regular. Okay. So I only have 2 chunky soft and sleek to put away up there. So I'm going to try to keep them grouped together. But if I have to just kind of put them in there, I will. Yeah, I need to move this black table just a little bit. Isn't YouTube glamorous? Alright, let me get these chunky up there. I think the 6 there are chunky. These. So, what is this one? This one's regular. And this one is chunky. Is this purple chunky? That's regular. Okay, so I'll put the chunky there. 2 extra hands, God. under my neck. Yeah. Alright, so just a chunky. And then the rest, put with the regular. I think I can, she's done just a little bit. Squeeze them in there. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Only 4 there. Well, I'll just try my best. There's one. This baby. I'll put this baby soft and sleek down here. Or not yet. Let me just try to put him in here. Soft and sleek. Sleek. More. Well, they're pretty in there. Or they're in there pretty well. I guess what I'll have to do is just start putting them here a little bit. Push these out of the way. Now what I'll do, I'll move that sport weight. No, I won't. Try to squeeze them in there. Come on, I only have 3 more. There's just no way to squeeze them in there. Alright. Have to put them here. What I ought to do is move all this sport weight to those drawers. But let me take the sport weight right here off temporarily. No, what I'll do, God. You think I could make up my mind just like one frickin' time? That's probably what you're thinking. God, make up your mind, dude. Alright, the sport weight that isn't a primary color, I'm going to pull out. And put that in the drawer. Oh, okay. That'll work. I'll be able to fit these sport weight there, I think. I hope. I don't have to put them in that drawer. Almost perfect, but had to put them over here with the primary colors, but it's fine. And it's not like all of them are primary anyway. There's those sport weight that are kind of off the wall colors. So there. So soft and sleeker there, and then 3 there. So So, there we go. Those are put away. And then the chunky. Oh, there's another one. Chunky. Squeeze all these in here. Chunkies are in there. And let's see. Oh, no. I do have these Tender Touch Chunky. What I'll do is I'm going to put these over here with these, because these are Sweet Delight. I'm going to put these Sweet Delight Chunky over here with these thinner ones. Because there's room over here for those. I made significant progress today, but I don't have time to do anything else. I do have some solids to put away, and then these scrubby cotton, and that Yarn Bee Cozy Occasion for me, and then the chenille yarn, or like the scrunchy kind of velvety yarns, and the sparkle yarns, and then all those big yarns for my niece. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that right now. If not, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them back in the bags and then do it after she leaves. Do it next week. But you're not going to know that because I'm just going to edit it all together. When I do need to put those pom-poms and the little balls and stuff into those drawers up there. And then I'll talk about the poster and stuff too. So that'll be in the next part of this video. But it's all going to be edited together. So maybe that's going to be enough for right now. I guess that's it for this video. I know that it's all pieced together and all just all over the place and bouncing around in the timeline and all this stuff. And I don't even remember what the outro was that I filmed for the other videos and like if it even matches up. But whatever. I hope you enjoyed seeing the whole process of the making the yarn-DELIER and seeing me put my yarn away and all this stuff. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, but then there's going to be... See, I'm doing another outro when I know I've already done an outro, but I don't even know if they're going to piece together. But then there's going to be the short that I'm going to put at the end too. So whatever. Enjoy the short again. If you've probably already seen it at this point. Anyway, like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. God. There. You know what that yarn-DELIER makes me want to do? No, crochet. God, stupid brain.